Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we made our way into the Port Maje harbor. Found that there is, of course, local troubles going around. Found someone who needs our help getting his money back from someone who beat him up. Looked at the merchants a bit, and found a new companion, Joti, a priest. So thankfully, we do actually have a healer. Now we need to keep our eyes open for a mechanic. Either way, with that done, it's time for us to move on and look elsewhere. Wagon holds only a few boxes and scattered garments. I think next we can go take a look at the Kraken's Eye, since, well, it's a Taverner Inn, and the Taverner Inn is a good place to look for things. The Deadfire was full of strange beasts, but I did not expect to find so large. Okay. And the Kraken's Eye. Let's see what we got in here. Alright, we have a tavern. Okay, there's a bunch of guards. I am not gonna steal that, not from right in front.
Sorry, we haven't any rooms for you.
The rather large man behind the counter glances your way, smiling grimly.
Guessing you're the one came in off that shipwreck down south. Not sure if that's good luck or bad, but here, I figure you deserve a drink.
He slides a murky pint of ale across the counter towards you. So how can you tell?
No secret to it. We haven't had a new ship in port since the storm rolled through. And yet, here's a stranger in my tavern.
So what's this about the rooms?
We're full up. You aren't the first outsider to turn up looking for a place to stay after their ride off the island ended up at the bottom of the sea.
He pauses, fixing you with a considering eye.
Well, tell you what. I've got one room or two have been cleared out by now. Only the occupants decided to outstay his welcome. Real trouble is, he hasn't settled his bill.
So you need me to be muscle.
He's a merchant captain by the name of Galleon. I've given him a fair chance, but he's been a right prick about the whole thing. I've got a spare key here. You chase him and his pals off, and the room's yours. At a discount.
He slides the key across the counter towards you. What if he won't leave willingly?
Ah, well. He's a prat, but he's not so tough. Smack him around if it comes down to it. But I figure a few sharp words ought to do the trick.
And you want him dead?
What? No! I said chase him off, not kill my patrons. Now I'm not so sure about asking you, honestly.
Look, I'm just double checking, okay, dude? You'd be surprised how many people would want me to actually kill them. I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate it, truly. I'll have someone tidy the place up for you once you're through. Chances are they've spilled ale just about everywhere. I don't want the man dead, and that's not what I'm paying for. Just see him on his way and we'll call it done.
Yeah, I can do that.
Still kicking, eh? What
So, other things. Any chance you saw the fight between Rinko and Mokeha?
Mokeho? That'll be the Juana the poor fool got into a dust-up with, I expect. Yeah, I saw it. Made a real mess, they did. The two of them were having a game of cards, far as I could see. Guess things between them soured in a hurry. I kicked the Juana out, had a few men carry what was left of Rinko home.
Do you know who started it?
Could have been anything. Rinko doesn't know when to quit talking, and some of those Juana are real serious types. Far as I'm concerned, we owe the Storm Speaker for keeping the town in one piece. Don't mean I'd invite her people over for tea.
So they were playing against each other.
Well, yeah. Think maybe Rinko wasn't expecting one of the Juana to know the game so well. He looked real nervous by the end.
Interesting. Do you know Rinko?
Well, no more than most. He's a hard man to like, let's say. Came here with the wife, an animancer. One of Odorisi's lot. The governor could tell you more there.
Alright, that's all I had to know there.
Just hope you don't mean to dredge anything up again. Leave the feuding for the Blue Bloods.
What can you tell me about Port Maje?
Guess you haven't exactly seen the prettiest side of the place since you landed, right? It's the only town on the island. if you don't count Salahuzi, little Juana village out west.
Good.
Really is a decent place most days. Good trade, and plenty of money rolling in from Claudio's investors. Damn sight quieter than back home. But I don't have to tell you about the Deerwood.
No, you don't. I dealt with a whole thing over there.
Ain't right doing business sober. I could fix that for you.
And why do you call it the Kraken's Eye?
What else? It was the glory of my fighting years. The beast pulled nearly 7 full crews into its belly before it was brought down. I was at the helm that day, and for that, my captain gifted me one of the beast's eyes.
Thorol's eyes glitter with pride as he points to the wall just right of the counter. Ah, so it must be that.
My proudest moment and my dearest treasure. I would not part with it for all the world.
Well, let me see what you have.
Didn't think you had 2 copper pieces to rub together. But no offense.
Oh, you've got ale and the like. No rooms available now. Recruiting adventurers, I'm not going to do that. Retrain characters, not gonna do that now, but if I do get a mechanic, I may retrain Laniara and get rid of the mechanics there. And that's party management.
Still kicking, eh?
I'd like to hire
Not
some crew members onto my ship.
Not much point to that without a ship. Come by when you've got work to offer and we'll figure something out.
Know anyone looking to make some coin? I need someone who can hold their own
Folks
in a
come
fight.
by here all the time hunting for work. Let's see who we can scrounge up.
And that's basically the recruit adventurers thing. Not really anything I can steal from the back. Well, I could steal things from the back, but I'm not going
there are
to.
no more ships?
You die of starvation or disease.
But so. I hate talking to you.
Well, at least she's honest. Alright, up to the upper floor. Let's see what we can do about this guy who's causing problems. We do have several points in intimidation. I'm sure we can take him down.
Sure.
And here he is. Here's to a lot of us stranded on this damn island. Okay, maybe it's not that room. Norgund.
Ah, a new face. You've heard, of course, that Norgund remains the most reliable and discreet supplier of mostly legitimate wares. Are you looking for something in particular?
Mostly legitimate?
I am an honest merchant, madam, but I confess that the tools I supply have an unjustly sinister reputation. How my clients decide to use these items is not my responsibility, after all.
I see. Well, show me what you have for sale. Lockpicks and drugs. Okay. Fair enough. Moving on.
Leave it to me.
Don't remember ordering more drinks.
Oh, we found Galen.
Thought I'd locked that thing.
The glassy-eyed gentleman before you bears the miserable expression of the recently sober. He also smells like he's been pickling in a cask for a few days.
Thing is, the way doors work, right? And I realize this is complicated, is that you close them, and then uninvited people stay on the other side. Try not to slam the door on your way out, yeah? My head's going to pieces.
This place is a mess.
No, that's not nice. Things were real comfortable up until you turned up.
He nudges an empty bottle with a boot.
Did Thorol put you up to this? You really want to get your teeth kicked in on his behalf? Get out of here before you regret it.
Listen, you can leave on your feet or get dragged out by the ankles. Your choice. Galen sneers for a moment, but something in your expression squelches his confidence in a hurry. He scratches nervously at his beard.
All right. Just keep your boots on. We're leaving. Thorol wants us out on the streets so bad, so be it.
You serious, Galleon? Where are we supposed to go?
The Almala woman glowers at you before following him out. Listen, he wanted you out, it's time to leave.
Sure.
And I'll loot the things that are in here, what little there is. Alright. I really do need to speed up the movement of scrolling a little bit. I'll do that in a bit. Either way... There you go,
Still kicking,
Thorl. I cleared
What
out
with
that
me?
room for you.
Hey, good work. Times like these, I can't afford to keep on anyone who can't pay their tab. The second word got around, I'd have every pauper in the city on my doorstep.
Yeah, I get that.
The room's yours if you want it. And for a job well done, here's your pay.
He sets a damp leather coin pouch on the counter. Hey, 1,200 copper. That's a decent pay.
Still kicking, eh? Sure thing.
And the room is 43 coins, gives me +2 diplomacy, intimidate, and bluff. That's pretty nice stuff. I actually want the diplomacy. I could do with the boost. Thank you for that. Alright, that's everything in the Kraken's Eye. Time to move on. See where else we can look and what else we can find.
No word from the Animancers?
Not a thing.
Why not?
Wonder what's going on with the Animancers then.
Race you
Fresh
to the coral.
fish!
No contest.
What? Just because you have webbed fingers and I can't swim?
You are a strange man.
Huh. Okay then. Hello, fishmonger. Who are you? Well, okay, I know who you are. You're a fishmonger. Point is...
I have many fish here to trade. I caught them myself.
Okay, you're just a merchant. Fair enough. Actually, give me a second. Since you have this, I'll just put this in here so that you have it. Not that you're gonna use it. Alright, let's loot all these things. Most of the postings offer various goods for trade, though you spy at least one crude drawing of what may be the governor. Alteria.
Ado, begging your pardon for the mess, miss. We are still recovering from the storm. We have supplies here for the paying customer. Provisions for the road, perhaps? Have a look.
Alright, and... Ooh, repair supplies, medical supplies, cannon shot, water, hardtack... Okay, this is... There's a few, strange tablet. This stone tablet is wrapped in a rich leather and engraved with a flowing vertical script in a language you've never seen before. Kalaki ba Elisha, Sukiu yi segu nimin su kalaki ba Sakuki, Sukiu yi segu salasu. Miyeke mapan mide yi tisu, Sukiu yi shudez sagakun ga litu, Sukiu yi sedizu kut kipidez ya katiki yi ni. And then it just continues on like that. And okay. Well, that seems useful, so I'm going to buy it because it's probably needed for a quest. Depth's Maw grants death runes. Being near a killed enemy grants temporary damage reduction. It's actually a pretty nice helmet for that. Kill someone and I get damage reduction. I like it. Little expensive, but... Oh, yes, trade, and I have that. That's supposed to go into the stash. Oops. Okay, let me put this into the stash then. Thank you. Okay, the only other locations are the Port Maje jail and then the governor's location.
Leave it to me.
I suppose we should go speak with the governor. Governor Clario's estate. He did wish to speak with us, after all. We can loot all these things before we go in. There we go, and let's go in. There we go. Let's see what he has to talk to us about. He's probably in the main room over there, but I am going to look in all the others. And take what I can. Nestled between the empty dishes and casks are an array of strong-smelling spices. Fair enough. This painting of a wooden glade is signed Loisa Clario, whatever. A worn, dog-eared primer on the Huana language. Mechanic skill too low. Not gonna be able to get into that. Okay, fair enough.
Why not?
Loisa and Governor Clario. Sounds as if you had a narrow escape. The pirates have been bold of late.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valian Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port Maje.
He spreads his hands in a subdued flourish. Valian Trading Company, an outward-looking mercantile order from the Valian Republics. So, it's basically the East India Trade Company then, I assume.
I'd like to say the pleasure's all mine, but I try not to lie. Don't worry, I'm only here on account of her.
She bobs her head in your direction.
Of course. I see you've been as quick to involve yourself as ever.
Clario's tone is polite, but there's a strained edge to his wide smile as he turns from Jyoti to address you.
Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times, and people often react poorly to uncertainty. Between the storm, the pirates, and the, well, certain strange events, we are all a little on edge.
He spreads his hands in an apologetic gesture. Well, don't worry, I know what it's like settling on new land.
Interesting. Is that why you came? This may be a Valian Trading Company outpost, but I welcome settlers willing to work.
Well, I'm tracking down Aethys for the goddess Barath. The governor regards you silently for a few moments. After an uncomfortably long while, you realize he's been waiting for you to laugh. Smile politely. His own smile is rather uncertain. He presses gamely on.
Now, to the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports. Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor.
Yeah, I saw a wrecked ship in the map.
All that said, I believe I may have a solution, provided you're willing to help me in turn.
What could I... Well, I'd be happy to help in any way I can.
Marvelous. You've washed ashore like a sign from the gods themselves.
Technically, I was sent by one of the gods, but regardless.
I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them. There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island. A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here.
Is that so?
You're familiar with the luminous Adra trade?
I know that luminous Adra is native to the Deadfire.
It's also quite valuable. When refined, it sells for considerable sums. The trading company has invested a lot of time and money into locating sites suitable for mining and processing.
So you're here for luminous Adra. How valuable exactly?
Valuable enough to make sailing across the world seem like a sound investment. We, and I hope you understand that these matters require some discretion, have one such outpost on the other side of the island. A successful venture, up until very recently. We sought to improve the refinement process. To that end, we hired some of the brightest minds in the field of animancy and brought them out here to lend their expertise. And then one evening, A storm rolls in out of nowhere, and my scouts begin to report that a giant has marched its way across the island towards my dig site. What am I to make of that?
Okay, well, it sounds like, your issues actually intersect with my goals.
We haven't heard from Mestre Odorisi since, nor any of his assistants, or the workers. I must know what has happened. If Odorisi, if his work is lost, then everything that we have worked for is at risk. You say you are hunting this thing. Well, that is where it went. You need a ship? I need information. Do this for me, and I will set half the town to work on freeing your vessel.
And if I find this Odorisi?
Why, take his report on the situation and remind him that he's under certain contractual obligations. And relay my deep relief at his good health, of course.
Yes, of course. Do you have any idea what might have happened?
I told you what happened, but you wouldn't listen to me. We could have prepared for this
Oh,
level
boy.
of destruction. But what do I know? I'm just a priestess with prophetic dreams.
Clario's jaw tenses, but he otherwise ignores Jodi's tirade.
The Huana storm speakers should have kept the worst of the weather at bay. I can't imagine what else might have happened. There are wild beasts on the island, but they wouldn't have attacked an active dig site.
Well, I can do that.
Gelade, then we are agreed. I will assign men to keep watch over your ship. You will find the dig site on the eastern side of the island. I'll mark it on your map here.
Thank you.
You'll do it for the Watcher, but not for me? I see how it is.
With a discontented sound, she crosses her arms over her chest.
Yes. Why wouldn't I want a pack of dawn stars crawling over my Adra mine in search of their lost deity?
Clario darts a quick, sour look in Joti's direction.
One more thing. If you should recover Odorisi's notes, know that they would be of great value to me.
We'll keep that in mind.
What can I do for you?
And can you tell me about Port Maje, since I'm here and you're in charge and obviously know the most about the place?
Certainly.
Clario stands up a little straighter and clears his throat.
It may not have the grandeur of Ostia or Enchenzi, but I am proud of what we have created here. We've established strong supply lines, and our research rivals any performed in the Republics on better days.
What about the Juana?
They keep to themselves for the most part. We have little reason to interfere, and any Huana willing to work are paid for it. We get a few of those. Perhaps village life is too simple for them. They say things are very different under Queen Onekaza II. She has unified many of the Huana under her banner.
Noted.
Ikawa is one of the last holdouts. It works fine for our purposes. She is easier to negotiate with.
But why build an outpost here in the first place?
Scouts reported finding Engwitan ruins, along with a promising Adra vein. And the locals were welcoming enough. Any venture of this size is difficult. Even so, the hard part was not convincing people to join us, but weeding out undesirable individuals.
Ah.
We lowered our standards in the end.
I guess I can understand that a little bit. Are there many outposts in the Deadfire?
Out there, you'll find yourself a rarity. It is an interesting feeling. The lands here belong to the Huana, for now. If you ask the Royal Deadfire Company, that will not last.
Claudio mutters under his breath, running a hand over his scalp. The Royal Deadfire Company.
Dispatched by the Ranganui of Rawatai himself. That would be their emperor, or king, perhaps. Out there, the lands
Okay,
here
and the Valian
belong
Trading
to the
Company?
Huana. Well, we are not here to rule. We will be here so long as it benefits the republics. War does not benefit the republics, for the moment.
I see.
If you have any questions at all, really, at your pleasure.
Claudio sets his arms behind his back, watching you with an expectant smile.
Yes? Something?
Okay, so 3 factions we know of now. The natives, the businessmen, and the people who want to rule from afar. Gotcha. Well, we'll be dealing with them eventually. Hopefully we'll figure out a way to get them to all behave with each other and not kill each other. The only other place we have to look at is the Port Maje jail. So why not take a look? Who knows if there's something interesting in here? Maybe we'll find a rogue we can recruit. Ladiccio, I can do nothing without more guards.
Yes? What is it I can do for you?
The watch commander looks up at you after her listless greeting, and you notice she has a dark bruise around one eye. She grimaces, but does not turn away. I don't see many guards around.
We are stretched thin. The Storm Speaker did much to help, but much of the town has flooded. Now we are awash in homeless citizens and stranded merchants, to say nothing of the cultists out there.
Savia glances up at Jyoti, expression flat, but keeps silent.
Now I have Ilari's people making trouble up on Gorechi Street. His little gang is looting everything they can get their hands on, and the Bozzo kicks up his heels like a prince.
Oh.
Lucky for you that I'm around. I, humbly offer my services. Let me out and I will bring you this Ilari's teeth.
Shut it, Rigere. Something you wanted?
I could go speak to this Ilari.
Kue, I cannot say it would not be welcome, but you are only recently arrived, and not I here by choice. Why do this?
Well, seems only sensible to be on good terms with the commander.
And you are a sensible woman, I see. Fair enough. Gorechi Street is in the western part of town. Just walk until you hit water. We don't need a bloodbath. I'm sure there's a peaceful solution to resolve this. I'd appreciate your looking for it.
I'll do what I can. How are things here in Port Maje?
We lost no one to the storm, but many homes have been damaged, and the people are terrified of this giant the scouts reported. It is chaos, pure and simple, but things might have been far worse.
And, if you don't mind, but, the eye, what happened?
What happened? I showed the drunken fool more patience and respect than he deserved, and he struck me without warning.
Sientere, Savia. You know that I was aiming for Darmo's pretty face.
I see. Well, farewell.
Give it to me.
And nothing in either of these. Okay. Well, that seems to be everything here. I assume if we walk up and out the northwest over here, we'll be able to explore further through this place instead of just going back out onto the map. Oh, look, we have Port Maje. Okay, port shop. Oh, while on a city map, you can select that to use the port shop and resupply your ship. Okay. We don't have a ship, but okay, so we have Satahuzi, Gorechi Street, and Port Maje Harbor. Okay, so there are some places to look at. And it actually tells us a bit about the place. Yeah, that's some very good detail. I like it. Alright, so we're gonna go to Gorechi Street and then Satahuzi. Oh, and we leveled up. Alright, let's do a level up first. Diplomacy, definitely. And, like I said, I'm just taking these mechanics until I can get, an actual rogue or something, or someone who has a lot of mechanics on them. Then I'll switch over to something else. Ooh, rank 2. Let's see, we have fighter stances. Adopt specialized fighting stances. Each stance excels at handling a different aspect of combat. Defender for holding against groups of enemies, cleaving while attacking several at once, warrior for a single enemy. Okay. Fighter lunges through the battle, pulling an enemy into immediate melee range, dealing crush damage and leaving them dazed. Okay, that's a charge. Two-handed weapon, no. Specialized training increases character's action speed while using a weapon. Okay, two-weapon, no. Weapon and shield. Equipped shield's deflection bonuses are increased. That's good. Bonus defense against afflictions. Converts raises to hits on any attack with a proficient weapon. Single one-handed weapon. I feel like weapon and shield would be a good thing to have. Oh, I can choose 2 abilities. Oh, that's actually good. I think fighter stances isn't a bad idea because I'll be able to improve them later. Yeah, this seems like a good idea to me. While confident aim would be nice. Convert grazes to hits on any attack with a proficient weapon, that would be good, but I think I'll keep this and I'll go with fighter stances. That seems fine to me. Okay. Next we'll take Adair. Let's give you... Athletics isn't a bad thing to have, I think. We don't have any insight, that's interesting. And disappointing. Or metaphysics, but I think we'll be saving that for whenever we get a mage. Intimidate? Nah, we're pretty good on Intimidate. I have a surprising amount of survival, but we're boosting it a lot. I guess survival is fine. As for your abilities, you are also weapon and shield. I'll give him the stances as well. No, we'll get... yeah, I'll give you stances as well. There we go. And finally, Jyoti. Religion makes sense to give to you. We have... which one here? Alchemy! Affects the use of drugs, poisons, now antidotes. Not the most important, but... I guess I can give it to you. Ah! We get spells! So, you automatically get Withdraw. Isolates the target within a protective sphere. Okay. One-handed, two-weapon, two-handed weapon and shield. I don't know what her thing counts as. Okay, let's see spells at least. Fit Inspiration, Magical Seal, that sends enemies sprawling, so a knockdown. Resolute. Called forth a divine weapon. Health to allies and freeze damage to enemies. Pillar of Divine Judgment, inflicting crush damage. Okay, that's a very damaging one. I like that. That's actually very good. Halt. Blessing would actually be good to have for the future. Strong. Decreases defenses of someone. Okay. Blessing would be good to have. I think I'm going to take those two. I am going to need to look into what her lantern counts as to see which... Well, I don't think these styles matter that much. It's the spells that matter more. Okay. And with that, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. Went a little long because of that last bit I needed to do there, but we are good. Next episode, we're going to head out into the city and see what we can do about things. Till then, I'm Chester44, also known as Fly. That is Laniara, Adair, and Jyoti. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. And I shall see you all next time.